Now a check on the two teams, and first Spurs, Steve Archibald declared himself fit an hour ago, so he continues in the attack. And Graham Roberts gets a place in the defence, his first full home league game, and Terry Yorath is the Tottenham sub. Manchester City, meanwhile, have their new signing, Phil Boyer, in the side, recently transferred from Southampton to link up again with manager John Bond. And this then is the Manchester City team. It's the one that finished against Ipswich last Saturday in the 1-1 draw, with Dave Bennett now becoming the substitute. City beat Spurs 3-1 at Main Road back in October, the first victory after John Bond became manager, and since then John's team have lost only one of the succeeding 11 games. The referee is Jeff Bray from Leicestershire. So Spurs kick off in white, attacking the goal to our left, and little chance, I would think, of the Manchester City number 11, Kevin Reeves, beating that record of scoring in 13 seconds the last time he was in London. That was against Crystal Palace. But for Spurs, it's a really testing afternoon. They've lost their last 4. Beaten here a fortnight ago by West Bromwich Albion was their first home defeat of the season. And they're getting uncomfortably close towards that bottom area now. They will certainly look for a couple of points from this game today. And a fairly new face in this Tottenham side, Graham Roberts from Weymouth, formerly, so I've been told, from Dorchester. 7 months ago he was working in the shipyards at Southampton. McAllister, long high ball there, Tommy Booth, Ardiles, Archibald playing it wide there for Hoddle. Roberts with the cross coming in there, Crooks, my word, that might have gone a long, long way. Perryman picking up the loose ball here, a flick wide here for Ricky Villa, and the ball off Ray Ransom for a Tottenham throw. Crooks. It's a poor cross, it was behind, it's a goal kick. He's still having a good season. He's the second top scorer, is Crooks, with 11 goals. Archibald with 13. Tottenham's throw. Houghton. Throw there, only going as far as Mackenzie. Here's Villa now for Tottenham. It's Ardiles. Ready on again for his fellow countryman. And a little flick wide and a good one there for Perryman, who'd come forward quickly for Tottenham. Outside him is Roberts. Here's Ricky Villa again. Played there. Oh! And Archibald! Well, if there are any doubts about Archibald's fitness before the game, there was none in terms of his quick thinking and getting in there to put Spurs in the lead. Perryman playing the ball in there to Villa, who did well here, and so too did Ardiles, number 7, with that shot there, well saved in fact by Corrigan at full length. Before he could get to it, Archibald was in there, and Spurs were in the lead, 1-0. Perryman, Houghton. Look at a play by Nicky Reed. Tottenham's throw. Villa, Ardiles. Came just a little too strongly towards Ardiles. Ardiles, who is due later this month, of course, to go to Uruguay to play in the Mini World Cup there. Spurs will miss him for 2 or 3 games. Crooks, nice play here by Tottenham. Ardiles trying to get it through to Crooks again. Houghton. Now Perryman, will he rifle one from a long way out? Well, he caught it well, but it was a good 3 or 4 yards wide. Houghton. Gow. Hutchison just kept in play expertly. The crowd gave him applause for that, which it certainly deserved. There's Gow again, a really competitive midfielder. Now Mackenzie We very nearly found Boyer with that one. Here's Gow again, and City have got a lot of people forward. Boyer! 1-1. His first goal for his new club. And so typical of the man. And the man who bought him, John Bond, I would have thought, well, that's repaid something. And it was a really beautiful header. Jerry Gow, who's done so much in the midfield for Manchester City since he joined them from Bristol City, and a really good, powerful header by Boyer, and that's 1-1. Crooks, stopped by Gow. And in turn, Hutchinson stopped by Houghton, who's got Ardiles up there with him, and Crooks is right in there too. And Houghton's continued his run, a good ball by him. Oh, a lovely piece of play by Tottenham, ending with Crooks sliding it a couple of yards wide. But Chris Houghton playing a really big part in that. That's where he started it. Took the return pass, a little bit of extra pace, turned the ball in there for Crooks. And just wide of the goal. Played in towards Boyer, but McAllister nodding it down there for Houghton. And the ball just out of play. Half-time whistle, and the score at 1-1, with Steve Archibald having put Spurs into the lead, and Phil Boyer getting the equaliser for Manchester City. Talk about the blustery conditions here at half-time. There's a flag showing the wind blowing in one direction, and further along the stand, well, there you are, blowing in exactly the opposite as we now start the second half. So Manchester City start the second half, attacking the goal now to our left. The score at 1-1, and a good attacking record, City. They've scored 12 in the last 5 games. So they're scoring at more than a rate of 2 a game, and certainly so far as statistics go, in the last 16 games, Spurs have been close to conceding 2 every game. Gives the suggestion there might be 1 or 2 more goals in this game yet. At 1-1 then, Tommy Booth with a header for Manchester City. The strip of sky blue. Lacey dispossessing Kevin Reeves. Hoddle, a turn and pass through the legs of Paul Power. And McDonald getting there and finding Boyer. Played on nicely by him for Paul Power. A beautiful cross played in there, and Reeves meeting it superbly, and down went Danes. But a really beautiful move by Manchester City. Really sweeping pace there, Paul Power, and what a ball it was he played inside for Kevin Reeves there. And good work by Barry Danes. Boyer, very active indeed, shaking off Villa there, finding Hutchison. Cross coming in there, Reeves is there, and so too was Mackenzie, and Mackenzie's header went straight to Danes. Good cross again from Tommy Hutchison, looking up, measuring it up. Perfect there for young Steve Mackenzie, and his header going straight to Barry Danes. McAllister, Hoddle, nicely played inside for Perryman, and now Crooks setting it up this time for Ardiles. Still Ardiles, the crowd really enjoyed that. Villa's close at hand. Here's Ricky Villa. Ardiles again, trying to get in behind them, and Corrigan gathering the ball. And applause all around the ground for Osvaldo Ardiles. But no problem for Corrigan. Villa, nice turn, gives him a yard or 2 of space with Mackenzie after him. Played wide for Archibald. Into Crooks. And here's Hoddle again. Got a good goal-scoring record against Manchester City, but that cross going in and behind for the corner. And then Hoddle, who scored in the last 3 games against Manchester City. And here's Hoddle again. And he's done it again! Well, the game that he'd had so far had not really, by his standards, been all that impressive. My word, he hit that one. It deflected off the line into the roof of the net, but it's Glenn Hoddle's goal. Getting the right sort of angle there, just flicking off the defender, Bobby MacDonald. But it's 2-1 to Tottenham with a quarter of an hour to go. Glenn Hoddle the scorer, and that makes 9 this season for him. It's with McAllister, and now it's with Davies. Slight bit of relief, which will be improved still more if they can hold another 15 minutes. It's a long high ball there towards Garth Crooks, and Crooks getting the better of Tommy Booth. An easy thing to do. Here's Villa. I thought he was going to get it onto that right foot for a moment. That might have been trouble for Corrigan. And Archibald is in the end making sure that City go no further forward. And they're going to take Ozzy Ardiles off. And Terry Yorath comes off. So Yorath will stiffen up that midfield now, no doubt, with a lot of attacking. And in fact, Mackenzie is coming off for Manchester City, and Dave Bennett coming on for them. Yorath, it's Hoddle, and now Archibald. Hoddle again. Suddenly sprung to life with that goal, and then with a shot that wasn't far off the mark and hit with great power. Archibald playing it into him there. Economy of effort, but a great deal of power. Power going in there. It was Archibald who got it away, not very far though. Hoddle nicking it on, and now a chance. There are 2 up. Villa is supported by Crooks on this side. Villa going all the way. No Crooks. The linesman's flagging, and it's offside. Surprise on the face of Garth Crooks, and there couldn't have been much in it. The linesman was right up there. And yes, it looks very much as though the linesman was 100% right. The ball out of play again. It's a Tottenham throw. And we're in the last seconds. Crooks. We're into time added on now as Yorath tries to keep Spurs right forward there. It's Ray Ranson now with the job of starting something from deep for Manchester City. Lacey heads the ball away amongst the builders' equipment on the far side there. And we shall need a substitute ball. The referee looked at his watch and pointed, saying, I shall add a few seconds on for that. An obstruction there on Tommy Hutchison, another free kick from Manchester City. But there's not time to take it. And Spurs, with that goal from Glenn Hoddle 15 minutes from the end, get what could be a very valuable victory and put an end to a run of 4 successive defeats. With Archibald having scored for Spurs in the first half, Phil Boyer equalising for Manchester City, Glenn Hoddle getting the winner. Keith Birkinshaw goes off with a good deal of relief. And a final score here at White Hart Lane is Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester City 1.